Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by towering walls and beautiful gardens, there lived a king unlike any other. He was not remembered for winning great wars or collecting treasures. Instead, he was loved because he had a kind heart. Every morning, he left the palace to walk among his people, believing that a true ruler should care for every life in his kingdom, no matter how small. His name was Ariane. One bright morning, the king left the royal palace with his loyal attendants. The streets were filled with merchants opening their shops, children laughing, and birds singing from the castle walls. Everything seemed peaceful, but that ordinary morning was about to become unforgettable. As the king approached the castle gate, he noticed something that everyone else had ignored. A lonely golden dog lay quietly on the cold stone path. Its fur was dusty, its eyes looked tired, and it had no one to care for it. Many people had walked past the little dog that morning, but not a single person had stopped. As the king approached the castle gate, he noticed something that everyone else had ignored. A lonely golden dog lay quietly on the cold stone path. Its fur was dusty, its eyes looked tired, and it had no one to care for it. Many people had walked past the little dog that morning, but not a single person had stopped. The king immediately stopped walking. He looked into the dog's eyes and saw fear, sadness, and hope all at once. Slowly, he walked closer while his attendants watched in silence. Unlike everyone else, the king could not pretend that the suffering before him did not exist. The dog slowly lifted its head and looked back at the king. For a brief moment, it was as if they understood each other without saying a single word. The king knew he had to help. Just as the king reached out to comfort the little dog, the royal doctor hurried toward them carrying his medical bag. "Your Majesty," the doctor said with concern, "please do not touch the dog until I can examine it. We do not yet know whether it is suffering from a dangerous illness." The attendants stepped back nervously. Everyone waited to see what the king would do. The king looked once more at the frightened little dog. He understood the doctor's warning, but he also knew that the animal had already suffered enough. With great care, the king gently lifted the dog into his arms. "If this little life needs help," he said quietly, "then I cannot leave it here alone." His kindness surprised everyone who stood nearby. The king carried the little dog to the royal infirmary inside the castle. The royal doctor carefully examined it and cleaned its paws. The dog was given fresh water, warm food, and a comfortable place to rest. For the first time in many days, it felt safe. Over the next few days, the little dog slowly regained its strength. Good food, medicine, and gentle care helped it recover. Each morning it became stronger than the day before. Soon its sad eyes were replaced with happiness, and its tail began to wag once again. A few days later, the royal doctor smiled warmly. "Your Majesty," he said, "the dog was never carrying a dangerous illness. It was simply hungry, exhausted, and in desperate need of kindness. Thanks to your compassion, it has made a full recovery." The king smiled with relief. From that day forward, the little dog never left the king's side. It followed him through the royal gardens, the castle halls, and even during his morning walks. The people of the kingdom admired the king even more, not because he wore a crown, but because he showed kindness when everyone else walked away. Years later, people still remembered the day their king stopped for a lonely dog. They realized that true greatness is not measured by power or wealth, but by the compassion we show to those who cannot ask for help. Always remember, kindness costs nothing, but it can change a life forever. Red Heart Dog Face Crown.